Hello Raiders, this is Ezron. Welcome to my Bastion. Today is the 8th of November 2021 and we got a new tournament today which is unrelated to the Vlad fusion but is I think probably interesting and maybe worth thinking about participating in. And that tournament is the Spider Tournament where you are limited to using only epic champions. Now, I think for a lot of people, the special restricted tournaments are viewed as overly difficult and maybe not worth the effort. I'll say that this is the bracket I'm in, and I've done just a handful of runs today, making this video and doing basic prep. And I think this one might be worth it for a lot of people because it's a relatively achievable tournament in terms of the restriction. And as you can see, in my tournament group, only 25 people have even attempted to do this. And I think that you might be able to get some additional rewards by placing high with just a little bit of prep and thinking about your team. So I'm going to go and talk about first my normal Spider team, and then how I modified that to be epics only. So this is my normal Spider 24 team. We've got Achak for her passive, Crypt King Grawl for AoE hit point burn and some additional freezes, Cold Heart for turn meter reduction, Miscreated Monster for the giant shields, and then really Duchess is there for a combination of block buffs and in case anything goes sideways. Now I think the important thing that I got to thinking about was really the two of the big players here, Achak and Miscreated Monster, are already epics. I've got access to an epic hit point burn, as does everyone because he comes from Doom Tower, and then we just need 2 more slots to perform similar duties, and I think this should be a very achievable tournament to participate in. So let's take a second and look at the team I built with some basic substitutions. And so here's the team I built. Achak and Miscreated Monster are of course the same. Got Akoth, who is available from Doom Tower, so I think a lot of people probably have him for AoE hit point burn. Ursula the Mourner was a guaranteed Void Shard event a few months ago, so I think maybe a lot of people have her. She's really there for the res and decreased attack and all of the debuffing she does. And then Tayrel here for some turn meter control, specifically one is A3. I think even Maneater might be better for this if you have him built with accuracy. Most people, though, use Maneater in unkillable clan boss comps, so they won't have much in the way of accuracy on him. But really, anyone here with a good amount of turn reduction or turn meter reduction should be helpful here. Now, I'll also note I don't have any Royal Guards. If I had Royal Guards, I would do this on Spider level 20, where Royal Guard can hit with max hit points for very, very hard, like 2/3 of the Spider's health. And I think this would be much, much faster, but I don't have that champion, so I can't do it. Instead, I just modified my normal hit point burn team to be epics only, and it works, I would say, not as fast, but reasonably well. I've done a handful of runs so far today and never failed. So I will kick off a run real fast and then talk about how this is potentially as good or not as good as my other team. So stand by and we'll do a run at relatively compressed speeds. So here you have the results of the team. It was just over a 4-minute run compared to a run that is normally 2 to 3 minutes for my team. So no, it's not as fast, but at the same time, I put this team together and did not do any speed tuning. It's basically just, get everyone to about 200 speed and 250 accuracy just so we can land debuffs, and there you go. So I think this is a tournament that is very achievable for a lot of people because it's epics only. Um, at least two of these are from Doom Tower or from the previous Shard event, so it's guaranteed you get them. And I also think there are a fair amount of substitutions. Basically, anyone that can do either big shields or survivability, you could put in Miscreated Monster spot. Anyone with the res or block debuffs, you could put in Ursula's spot. Turn meter control here. Achak, I will say, is a bit irreplaceable. There's a lot to do with both her skill kit and her passive that makes really everything a lot more achievable. I don't know how well it would work without her in there. As you can see, she doesn't do a whole lot of damage. Really, it's the AoE hit point burn that does everything here. So in my opinion, this is a much better way to get a bunch of points in the Vlad Dungeon Divers event than compared to, say, doing Ice Golem, which is a very difficult dungeon that doesn't really drop great gear. Instead, you're getting points here in Spider's Den, which at the very least you can sell for a lot more silver than for items that the Ice Golem drops. And you might even get something that helps you gear up your champions and do more. So hopefully this will help you maybe think about the team that you're building and let you, power up your account, like I said, and place in the tournament. Please drop a like or subscribe or give me some comments if you have comments on either a team that you built or other optimizations we can make. I'd love to hear about them. This is Ezron signing off.